Welcome to Virtual Sunday School. Today is the second Sunday of Advent. And if you haven't gotten it already, let me know and I would be happy to drop off an Advent pack to your house. So today's reading is from Mark 13, verses 24 through 37. And as we read it, I want you to think about ways that you can be alert. So be alert as we do our reading. But in those days, after that suffering, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will be falling from heaven, and the powers in the heaven will be shaken. Then they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. Then he will send out the angels and gather his elect from the four winds, from the ends of the earth to the ends of heaven. The lesson of the fig tree. From the fig tree, learn its lesson. As soon as its branch becomes tender and puts forth its leaves, you know that summer is near. So also, when you see these things taking place, you know that he is near, at the very gates. Truly, I tell you, this generation will not pass away until all these things have taken place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. But about that day or hour, no one knows, neither the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. Beware, keep alert, for you do not know when the time will come. It is like a man going on a journey when he leaves home and puts his slaves in charge, each with his work, and commands the doorkeeper to be on watch. Therefore, keep awake, for you do not know when the master of the house will come, in the evening or at midnight or at cockcrow or at dawn, or else he may find you asleep when he comes suddenly. And what I say to you, I say to all, keep awake. So I think that's interesting because it talks about the sun being darkened and some darkness, but then something brings light. What brings light? We've talked about this a few times. Jesus is the light. He's the way, right? And he also shines a light within us. And in that reading, we hear about keeping alert and keeping awake so that we can be alert for knowing when Jesus is coming, which is interesting because we can't be awake 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We talked about that too a few weeks ago when we talked about not letting the oil in your lamp burn out and remembering to take care of yourself. So you do need sleep in order to take care of yourself and to keep your light burning. So how can we do both? How can we keep awake and keep alert, especially if we're in darkness with the intention of shining a light? Well, behind me, you see the sun rising. And so the sun every day is shining constantly. It's just that we can't always see it when the earth turns away from it. It becomes dark. But when it's dark, we do sleep. But have you ever been in a dark room? Or sometimes I've experienced this. Have you ever been in a cave where they turn out the light and you can't see anything? It is pitch black, completely dark. But what happens? Other senses start to pick up. You have your sense of feel. You know what you're feeling. You can hear a little bit better. Maybe your sense of smell is a little more in tuned because you're not seeing with your eyes. And can we see Jesus with our eyes right now anyway? We've seen pictures of what we think Jesus looks like, but have we actually ever seen him? I don't think I've actually seen him, but I know that I've experienced his presence. So when we're talking about this reading and we're talking about darkness and remembering to keep alert and keep awake, I think what we're really talking about is embracing darkness, embracing those times when maybe we cannot see. Because faith is about what we believe and not so much about what we see. And so it's really about tapping into all of your other senses and paying attention to seeing people in need or the way that you feel, and knowing that the light is constant, just like the sun. It's constant even when we can't see it at nighttime. So think about that this week, and especially during the Advent season when we know Jesus is coming. The birth of Jesus is coming, and we will celebrate that very soon. So be alert. What are you seeing that's telling you that Jesus is coming? Are you singing songs? Are you seeing decorations? Are you participating with our Advent calendar? There's a lot of things that you can do to see and to feel Jesus coming, especially at this time of year. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next week.